Moses and the Ten Commandments have reemerged in the debate over state school curriculum.
Education leaders are once again weighing whether the biblical figure has a place in Texas schools.
KXAN's Daniel Marin was at today's meeting of the State Board of Education.
The Ten Commandments are cemented outside the Texas state capitol, but should the story of Moses still be mentioned within Texas classrooms?
High-quality learning.
That's what the State Board of Education is slated to decide. Currently, Moses is a part of high school curriculum, regarded as an individual whose principles of laws and government institutions informed the American founding documents, like the U.S. Constitution. Now, a Board of Education work group made up of teachers, scholars, and parents is recommending deleting the Moses requirement, along with teachings about 3 other historical figures. The work group is tasked with eliminating redundant or unnecessary requirements.
We especially want to make sure that Moses is kept in the standards.
Mary Castle with the conservative group Texas Values believes Moses is essential teaching when it comes to the foundation of U.S. law.
But most importantly, he shouldn't be deleted just because he's a religious figure.
Carissa Lopez with the Progressive Texas Freedom Network says the push to keep Moses is an attempt to inject conservative biases into school standards.
There are good ways to talk about the profound influence of religion in our history without exaggerating.
Political science and communication professor Richard Pineda says though the Board of Education does lean conservative,
the idea that you would find a very niche interpretation of history is not the end of the world, but it is important that they try to find the widest common ground for adopting and updating curriculum.
Daniel Marin, KXAN News.
Similar recommendations were made in 2010 and 2018 but failed to pass. A formalized draft of the board's full recommendations is expected next month, with a final vote slated for November.
Less than half of the country has some form of textbook adoption program, but it does include the largest public education states, California, Texas, and Florida. Those 3 states alone account for more than 7 million students. Publishers have traditionally catered to those markets. In 2011, the Texas legislature granted school districts the power to buy instruction material and ignore the state board's recommendations. This allows for more local control as opposed to one giant order from the state.